Hey, this is Timmara signing on with Dark Souls Remastered! Okay, if it sounds like I'm excited, it's because I am. Dark Souls... Where to begin talking about this thing? Dark Souls is one of my favorite game series of all time. And I've already messed around with some of the options. Dark Souls is one of my favorite game series, Dark Souls and Bloodborne. And, well, Bloodborne is my favorite out of them, but Dark Souls is just, like, something else. Sorry, I'm making a couple of last-minute settings that apparently went offline here. What the heck? Oh. Sorry, this is not a great introduction, but, okay, Dark Souls is a game developed by From Software, and it sort of, like, defined a genre of really hard games. Where to begin? There's just so much to say, and I guess the best way to begin is just getting into it. So yeah, first step. Okay, I got everything fixed now. Okay, there we go. Hopefully everything is still good. Anyways, start off with customizing our character. I'm gonna put my name in there. Timmara. No, Tim. Okay, but yeah, Dark Souls. I heard a lot about this game. One of my friends had it and just talked about how difficult it was. And yeah, eventually, like, I think I'm doing my usual build, so bear with me. Average, face. But my friend was talking about it. He goes, it's just hard, and that's all we ever heard about. It was just like, it was difficult. It was so tough to beat. And it was just like, are you just bad at it or something? Let's gold hair, and then me and my friends used to make fun of him. It's like, are you just bad at it? And then, like, we saw some YouTubers playing it. When did this game first release? 2012, I think? Or 2011? 12. Yes? Yes, 12. But that kind of looks most like my hairstyle currently, so we'll go with that. And yeah, but then I eventually played it and got really frustrated with it. My second cousin gave it to me, and he just, like, all he can say is, like, it was difficult, and I hated parts of it. And I was just like, huh, well, okay, I'll just go with that. And then I eventually played it, and, you know, once I got to grips with it, I loved it. And it's like, I raved about it to everybody. It's like, you gotta play this game. Alright, we'll let the opening cutscene play, and then I'll continue on with my first experiences. But this is the remaster of the original version of the game. You know, a couple of minor fixes to make things better. And, frankly, just some minor fixes are all I think you need to justify the purchase of this copy. But we'll get into that.
There was fire. And with fire came disparity. Heat and cold. Life and death.
There's a ton of lore in these games. I'll try to elaborate as best I can as we go.
Light and dark.
Better pull up a lore page so I can get the names right off the way.
They came and found the souls of lords within the flame.
Some stuff's happening. Woo!
Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten.
Again, I will explain a little bit better in detail when, well, we'll get to that.
Challenge the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skins. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own. dragons were no more.
He is a really interesting character, Seath the Scaleless. There is so much to say. There is so much to talk about in this game series, and that's what's so good.
Thus began the Age of Fire.
We're getting to gameplay here, just bear with me. Usually I skip these right away, but, or, you know, every replay.
And only dark will remain.
This is a game, how many times have I beaten this game? I think 6 times come to mind? Half of those being on New Game Pluses, on one profile, but I played through this a bunch of times and there's still stuff I'm always finding and learning. That's the best thing.
And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
Woo! Spooky! Okay, basically, to summarize that, there were 4 powerful souls that, well, the Age of Man began, and there were 4 particularly powerful souls. Nito, the first one who died, the Witch of Izalith, who passed down her powers to her daughters, the Furgative Pygmy, who's kind of elusive, but he makes his part, and then Gwyn, who became like the Lord of Lightning and Fire. So they waged a war with the dragons, and eventually won, as helped by Seath the Scaleless, well, a dragon with no scales, who betrayed his kind.
And led to the north.
And so began the Age of Fire, but in order to make the fire last, Gwyn had to sacrifice himself, but to basically use himself as fuel in order for the fire to light. And the fire's starting to fade, and so undead creatures, or undead people across the lands, are all trying to find a way to either light the fire again, or find a way to completely douse it out. So yeah, that was a lot of exposition that's unloaded, while still no gameplay has happened in nearly 10 minutes. We're getting there. I'm really curious how I'm going to do this Let's Play, because it's going to be long, probably. Alright, but anyways, this is our character. We are dead, basically. There's 2 stages. A hollowed state. You got a living state, and you got a hollowed state. When you're in hollowed state, you get, like, you're basically missing some skin. And if you can be unhollowed, you get certain bonuses. But we'll get into that. I'm trying to explain way too much so quickly. But yeah, here we are. We're starting our adventure. We'll just move along. You know, something I never noticed until I fired up the game a while ago just to try it out. I never noticed this asylum demon was here. I just never noticed that about no matter how many times I've played through. So anyways. Sorry, we're going here. So we make our way through this way. Just ignore this way. I'm gonna try to blitz through quite a bit, but I'll try to stay my thumb and not skip over all the dialogue from NPCs, even though it takes a while. Alright, end the first bonfire. There was a trophy for this and I already got it. I played through this area, and then when I got my copy finally delivered, I played through this area and then had to go to work, and now I'm back, and now I'm ready to record. So, that's what's going on. Alright, let me portray my original reaction to this. Huh, this is cool. Wonder what this is. Good luck. Or, I missed it. Get away. What? Ah! Monster! Whoop, that was close. Gotta go through here. So yeah, that was the asylum demon who just dropped down on you. Oh yeah, another really cool thing. This is also another thing I really wanted to play this game for, is that now we've got... Nope. Get up. Because now, the thing about Dark Souls games that I've always heard about, I've always missed them. Picked up a shield, but I don't need a shield. I got a friend who gets really upset with me that I don't play the game with... I play the game without even using shields. I've beaten the game multiple times, and I've never... Well, I wouldn't say I never, but I never, like, resorted to using shields, really. I always went two-handed weapon style and made it work. But anyways, so you got people who can drop messages. You can you can create messages for people to read. You can see, like, touch people's bloodstains and find out, like, how they died in certain areas. And it's really interesting. So I'm wondering how bustling the online community is going to be with this, you know, re-release. Alright, go through here, dodge out of the way. That opens up. Buddy!
Oh, you. You're no hollow.
I don't think so.
Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die
Aw,
soon,
don't say that.
then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Sir, yes, sir.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. And thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this.
It's dangerous to go alone, so take this.
Flask. An undead favorite.
Estus Flask. This is our main source of healing.
And this.
And a key.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
You're welcome. Should I kill him? I could, probably. Okay. So, anyway, so now we got our Estus Flask. That's our main source of healing. So, that's helpful. We can go to the bonfire, but let's not. We'll just keep going through here. Keep going through here. Gotcha. Alright. And, yeah, once we get into harder areas, this game's just like... This series is known for its difficulty, and it's... I don't know. It's a real pain at times, but we'll get through it. You kind of gotta, like, learn how to manage your stamina, learn weapon stances and everything. It's tough, but once you get through it, you get used to it if you're dedicated enough, I suppose you could say. There we go. I remember this guy just beat the crap out of me the first time I played. Alright. So yeah, now, while falling, plunging attack. What does that mean? Here's what it means. Woo! Oh, I thought that was gonna miss. Alright. First boss, and now that we have a proper weapon, I gotta get out of the way. I should be managing my stamina a little better. There we go. I assure you, not every boss will be that easy. Alright, nice. We did it. First try. Again, I assure you, it's going to get much more difficult the farther we go. Alright, anyways, we got our key, and now we can go through here. And we are making our way. This was the tutorial area. I kind of skipped over all the tutorial prompts because I know what I'm doing. So if you're trying to learn from me, you're out of luck. If anything, just hitch a ride and let's just enjoy the experience. I'll try not to run my mouth too much, even though this game is very silent at times. Alright, moving on.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen.
Ah, bird!
To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords.
So yeah, we made our escape, and now there's like a
Lord.
prophecy. Alright. Right. There's a prophecy that there's going to be one specific undead that will, you know, make the decision to extend the Age of Fire or bring about an Age of Darkness. and pretty much NPC you meet actually thinks it might be them. But, well, some of them. Some have just completely given up. Anyways, here we are. Lordran. Our starting area in the Firelink Shrine. Alright, at bonfires, this is where we can level up. I'm going to put all my points... let's round out vitality. I'm going to be putting a lot of points into strength, because there's a specific weapon I like to specialize in early on. Oh, what's this guy's name? Oscar?
What do we have here? You must be a new
Hello, good
arrival.
sir.
Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now.
Don't you know the secret? There's a way back
Since you're
there.
here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you.
Never has.
So, it is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
It's so funny. I'm determined.
I don't know.
Okay, he's got nothing else to say. Anyway, so this is our starting area. Good luck. Yeah, I gotta remember to find the item that can let you write messages to people, because I want to write something encouraging. Anyway, so yeah, this is our starting area. There's a couple of items to pick up around here, so that's what I'm going to do first, and then we will get on our way here. Fire bombs. I'm not really an item user unless it's a healing item, but I like to just... How I like to do my builds, I'm like a brute force kind of guy. I like to wear heavy armor, keep myself protected, and just kind of power through any obstacle. Alright, we got...
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thoroland. Have you business with us?
Not
If
really, but I just want to bug
I
you.
prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Yeah.
Hello,
Okay, I'm going to skip his dialogue. We just bug him for items.
I would. Very well.
Okay, now we...
Now, let only...
Way of White. Okay, we've learned... Shrug. Perfect. Mainly you join covenants or different factions and you can learn stuff from them. What should I... Yeah, let's switch out. There we go. Alright. I'm making my way. I know I'm pretty boring this first time around, but we'll get through it. There are a bunch of different covenants you can join, and you can get gestures and certain faction items and power. No, item spells. Blah, blah, blah. Go down here because there's a secret passage that leads us to items. Cracked red eye orb. Cracked red eye orbs how we can invade people's games. You can invade people's worlds, sort of like Watch Dogs style. Actually, this came out before Watch Dogs, but you can invade people's worlds and try to steal some items from them or kill them in battle. And I don't do that often, but it's fun to try. And now that there's a big new online community, that could be worth another shot. Whoops. I better just back off. Oh, I'm dead. First death. I thought I'd try to attack them, and I think that was a bad decision. I didn't even get the items I wanted yet. There's still stuff to get. Well, the thing is, when you die, you lose the souls you've collected. And the souls are from killing enemies or using certain items, and the souls is the primary currency. So you need as many as you can. And there's a risk reward to it that the more souls you collect, the more you can do with it, the more you can level up, but the high risk of possibly losing them. And if you can get back to where you dropped your souls, or where you last died, or at least a nearby area where you died, you can reclaim your souls, but if you die before reclaiming them, they're just lost forever. So, you gotta watch out for that. It is a real heartbreaking thing when you lose like 20,000 souls, especially early on. Okay. There's still stuff to get here, so run through. No, don't do that. Retrieval. I've reclaimed my spirit. Literally. Aha. Alright. And here we are. My Zweihander. That's the weapon I usually go for early on. I am stuck. I can't see. Okay. And even though I don't need them, binoculars. He got me. Alright, I'm not too worried. Oh, I see another item. Damn it. I'll pick it up later. I got this Zweihander, and that was the important thing. Uchigatana. Alright, we're getting somewhere. I'm getting somewhere. Bear with me here. I can't wield the Zweihander properly yet, so we'll just go on ahead. I could equip the Morning Star, but it does a little more damage, but the broadsword is just quicker and slashier, so let's just keep the sword. Alright. Alright, just get him out of the way first, because there's a guy who drops, yeah, fire. Get out of here. Ha! Pushing through the stamina that I don't have. There we go. I am gonna kill myself if I try that, so let's just not. There we go. Lost souls the undead. You can break those. You can use those to get more souls. Ew, that was close, and the body just stuck to me. Okay. Carefully. Can they, like, open up a pathway properly later on? There's gonna be a shopkeeper here eventually. Alright. There we go. I thought I was gonna roll off. Jumping's a little odd, but you don't do it often. It's only to get certain hard-to-get places. Wait, did I miss something? Oh, wait, just the bloodstain. Okay, but you can see the bloodstain. You can see, like, the vision of, like, somebody fighting and how they died. That guy fell off and just went right down the chasm. Another item over here. Another cool thing about the items that you pick up is, like, everything you pick up has a detailed description, and there's actually a lot of lore you can take away from just item descriptions. Like, oh, some of the deepest mysteries in this game have been solved just by reading random text you get from picking up a shield. Alright, making our way. I'm going here. No. Just jump right at it. Oop. There we go, got him. There's something I can find here, but let's take care of this guy first. I knew there was somebody else here. Whoop, you almost bombed me. Oop. There we go. Need more range and need more power. We will get those things as we progress. Just roll into stuff. Better use a flask. I don't think there's anything in here. Was there? Stuff up there? Alright, you go through a fog and that either leads to a boss battle or opens up something. But there's stuff we can get here yet, so let's just keep looking. Just approach carefully. Get out of here. No one likes you. Okay. Try to remember. It's been a while since I played this, but I'm remembering stuff as I go. There's just so much to find and so much to remember. Do those explode? I don't remember. I don't think so, but I'm just getting a shaky feeling from them. Alright, now this, I think, is where we're gonna have, like, people attacking. Yep, a bunch of... Oops. 2 with 1 slash. There we go. mainly we're just getting some souls out of this, and souls early on are important. Humanity. Yeah, humanity you can use as sort of like an item, and then with humanity you can become unhallowed, which will give you certain stat bonuses. Yeah. It's certain stat bonuses. I can't remember. It's like so much humanity to get so much of a certain boost. It's strange. It's been a while. There's a lot of systems that some don't carry over. Humanity didn't really carry over in the other games. Oh, shoot. Come on, I can make that. People leave messages lying around, and those can either be good or bad, because someone will tell you if you drop down this cliff, you'll find something. Some will actually tell you where hidden walls are at. Oop, little frame rate drop. Hey, trust me, the frame rate's a lot better in this than in the original version. I can tell that right away, and we haven't even gotten to some of the worst areas about it. Alright, so we're making our way. Dragon! They live! Why? Oh, yeah, right. Right, okay, it's coming back to me. Why that ladder is there. Disasters are gone after the defeat of Graveyard Servant. What? Just hide in here. Wooden shield. Who needs a shield? I need swords. Alright. And there is a bonfire. Bonfires will be your saving grace. You find a bonfire, you get this rush of hope, is the thing. Okay, level up. Okay, I can put 1 point in strength. I need quite a bit of strength in order to properly wield the Zweihander, and I can't remember how much. Unable to wield this weapon efficiently at present stats. Even two-handing it, I still can't work with it. I can't remember how much strength I need. But I'll get there pretty quickly. If I can at least wield it two-handed, that works for me. Alright. Alright, well, I think this might be a good stopping point. Oh, also when you use a bonfire, enemies return, so yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, I think this is a good stopping point for our first, part of the game. As we continue, things will get harder, and I will get much more frustrated. But we will get through it. We're going to use one of these, so we can do this. Oh, wow, I've got my skin again. My skin is back. See, look at this. I have a face again. I look like Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil. Okay, anyway, so put that helm back on. Do we got any new armor yet? No, probably not. I don't remember picking anything up. But anyways, as we progress, we will, you know, find our way. And, yeah. So, what do we got? I can blink. Looks weird. Alright, so anyways, next time we'll carry on our journey, and, you know, I just can't wait to delve back deep, nope, that's not the right word. Just get back into Dark Souls, because it's a fantastic game, and I can't wait to re-experience this whole story again. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and all that. Timing. Like and subscribe and all that. This is Timmara, signing off. That is the wrong gesture. Whatever.